Hey, welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you join us from. Thank y'all for stopping by again. Today we got a special guest, Miss Sharmaine Perez. She hasn't checked in yet. She's a real estate agent from Metro Manila. She's a niece of Sam Champion, and I don't know what's going on here. Wait. Um, and she's going to be on here to answer any questions that you may have about renting or owning a condominium in Metro Manila, and I guess the Philippines. I want to see. I really don't know the depth of her knowledge, if she's just an agent or whatever it is. But yeah, Sam Champion's niece. But shout out to the NTZ crew. I don't know what's going on with the stupid phone, man. The light keeps going out. It didn't do that before. Let me check my settings for a minute. I don't get it. Yeah, okay. I see Elliot Mikado on her, Jacob Tanjay. Shout out to my old heads, Michael Alexander. I see you on here. Roger Walker. There's Jacob. I don't know if Michael Beach of Life's going to be on here today or not. He hasn't been here lately. What's up, Stretch? The new viewers and subscribers who are going to be joining us today, thank y'all for stopping by. And also, if you're going to catch this on replay, Central Florida's in the house. Texas. DV8 says, what's up, Cal? How's everybody going? J. Brad. Peso is 55.86. It's going up, guys. That's great news. Before we get started, because we're waiting on her, JV says, hello, people. Isn't Manila really expensive? Doesn't it break the expat budget? No, there's a lot of expats. Probably the most expats live, well, I know American expats probably live up in Metro Manila, in Luzon somewhere. It just depends on where you live, how you live. One of my subscribers, CJ, he lives right across from Rizal Park, and hell, he's paying about $400 per month for his condominium. I mean, it's right across the street from Rizal. It's on what's the name of that street? It's one of the busiest streets, right down from the U.S. Embassy. Sam Champion brought up a great idea. If any of you guys know for sure that you're moving, say, to Luzon, say Metro Manila, why don't you get with two or three other expats and go in on a container? But you have to know for a fact. I mean, if you're in the same area, general area, and you know for a fact you're coming here, you want to bring a lot of your stuff with you, I think it's a great idea. I mean, 2, 3, 4 people get together and find out. I don't know what's going on with this. My phone keeps going in and out. I don't get it. Never used to do that before. Let's see. Maybe it's touching something. It's getting dark. I don't get it. It's never done that. I may have to take it off of the stupid gimbal. But that'll save you on a lot of costs. Even if you come in someplace like Negros, Orient, or Occidental, and yeah, I don't. And I'm having problems. I'm in the studio today. The Wi-Fi is good, guys. It's stupid phone. What's up, Laura? He says cost of living. What's up, Tim? Thank you so much. But yeah, that's a good question for him. Also, I want to thank Sammy Davis, man. He sent me a lot of these. Look at these nice fancy T-shirts. These are from America. You're not going to get them over here. Look how tight the neck is, man. I mean, these will cost you a fortune over here. Thanks, Sammy. He sent us some nice stuff, man. He came over here from uh America. He's back. You know, that's Clarence Williams Jr. That's his first cousin. They're like brothers. And also, if anybody's interested, he's going to send me all of his clothes, you know. And if you're not superstitious, and if you're not all of that, he's going to send me his clothes. And these are big American sizes, size 12 to 13 shoes, etc. And you're welcome to any of them if you like. But I think it's a great idea, Sammy. Thank you. Because a lot of guys have problems finding clothes. And a lot of his stuff was new that he bought over here. No, my battery's not dying. I don't get it. Usually when I'm live like this, you know, the light never comes down. It just stays on. Only if you know, I'm on Facebook or something like that where it starts dimming if it looks like I'm not using it. Mr. Pirate Brain said, "What's up?" Stretch in the Philippines says, even Cal, for a tall guy, you can't find pants like me, 38, 36. Yeah. But see, remember, the Philippines has a lot of tailors here. You can get it done. TJ, what's up? He says, I heard sticking and moving, gonna check back in with you in about an hour. So I hear you, man. I know y'all. Where are you now, TJ? Seattle, right? Sam Chapman says, Cal, if you need me to, we can try to contact Sharmaine to see what her delay is. Yeah, wait, her delay may be that I didn't send her the damn get. I didn't, let me see. I may not have even sent her the invite, Sam. Hold on. I'm so stupid. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Hold on, everybody. I think the last message I had was, hold on. Yeah, guys, I didn't even send her the damn link. I'm sorry, because the last thing that I asked her for, the last message was I told her to send me a picture for the live stream for the thumbnail. I thought I sent it to her. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. What's up, Willie Cook? I saw a guy. Is this the Willie that I saw yesterday in Dumagetti when I was on my way home? Yeah, I'll be there later on today, brother. I hope that's you. I'm almost sure it was. Hey, D. Hickey said, hey, Cal, can you catch a direct flight from the U.S. West Coast to the Philippines? If so, which airports? I want to say there's one in Philippine Airlines, and I believe it's either L.A. or San Francisco or both. I think it's like a 12.5-hour flight because I think Michael Beecher Light, when he goes back home, he's catching that from Manila to LA. It's a direct flight. Okay, Ellis says chicken adobo, rice and beans, and some plantains on my menu. Yeah, my mother-in-law, she cooked chicken adobo yesterday, man. She's got the best chicken adobo, man. I'll argue with anybody. I mean, really. I mean, really. Okay, yeah, he said it's LAX. Yeah, he said you can fly out of LA or San Francisco. That's what I thought. Yeah, he said, no, I'm in Vegas. Okay, but there was a Willie some or the other yesterday. I saw him because me and him has been texting back and forth. He told me he was in Dumageddon, and I'd be damned if I didn't run right into him. He was sitting in the restaurant. Thanks, DW. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. He says I'm flying out of San Francisco in November. But yeah, she should be on here at any time, guys. And I'm just going to answer some general questions because I don't know the depth of her knowledge. I don't know. I'm going to ask her about, rent to own because they've got a lot of real good rent to own deals here. I was talking to a lady in Robinson in Cebu, and I mean, it was about as good a deal. For 10 years, you can own the condominium, but now it's going to be, I want to say 35,000 pesos per month is going to be the payment for 10 years, but it's yours free and clear. Who wouldn't want to do that? See, now that's going to be a nice chunk out of your budget, but hell, if you can afford that, better than paying rent for 10 years, because a lot of guys, they say, well, I'm not going to be here that long. I'm not sure yet. And they look up and they're here for 10 years already. I've been here, and man, in December to be 5 years, man. It just doesn't seem like it's like, where did the 5 years go? And while we're on years, I'm not going to bother y'all with this, but in America, it's May the 13th. May the 13th, 1998, I had my last drink. So I'm officially celebrating 25 years of sobriety, man. And I normally don't talk about it, man, but it's a big deal to me. I put myself through a lot of drama out there in them streets, man, for a long time. But I cleaned up what I messed up, man. And, I just want to let y'all know today is officially 25 years. And I'm thinking like, wow, where did that 25 years go? Because I remember showing up in detox. I was 35 years old. My wife at the time, my American wife, she had cut up all my clothes as I came home drunk for the last time, and she cut up all my clothes and threw them in the front yard. I mean, everything. I didn't have anything when I showed up over there at that homeless place. It's called the Healing Place in Louisville, Kentucky. And I was bending down, picking up the remnants of really my life. And one last act of defiance, man, she poured one of them big jars of pickle juice over top of my head. So, yeah, it was a real humbling. When I showed up in detox, not only was I broke and ragged, but I smelled like pickle juice. Yeah, I was really in bad shape, man. But it's out of a sober mind that Sunshine Shoulders was created. This would have never happened with me out there drinking and drugging. I was the town drunk, guys. I promise you, I was. So I just wanted to let y'all celebrate with me. And that's all I do, because usually, I heed, I adhere to the traditions, man. Anonymity is real important, but you guys have a need to know. Y'all with me every day. So I don't feel like I'm breaking traditions by telling y'all that, today is 25 years. And if you drink, that's okay. I'm not on some crusade or something, guys. I'm just telling you that I had a problem with it. That's why I stopped. Everybody that drinks doesn't have a problem. It's not an alcoholic. Everybody who uses drugs isn't a drug addict. But I was. And the only thing that helped me was abstinence. Hey, Elliot Mercado, thanks for that super chat. She said, congratulations, Calvin. I got 2 years. Hey, congratulations to you Because people who don't have a problem, they don't think it's a big deal. They say, well, hell, I don't drink. I never drink. I've got a friend who's never drank. So he'll look at my 25 years like it's nothing. But one day, man, of being sober, man, when you're out there, man, you're fiending, and it's a big deal, guys. It really is when you got a problem. Mr. Passport King said, I'm not there yet. I had a drink earlier. Yeah, I hear you, man. You know, I'm not going to lie. I love to drink, but, you know, drinking don't love me, guys. Okay. Laura says, are they preserving their land for Filipinos, or is it easy to buy land? Congrats on sobriety. Well, you know, if you look at the Filipino history, they're smart not to let foreigners come in here and own land. I guess that they didn't already own, because, you know, they were basically slaves under the Spanish for 350 years. Then, of course, you know, Americans colonized them. So now that they've got their sovereignty, I don't blame them. I wouldn't let you own land over here either, because you really don't know what the future holds, or even the present. But yeah, they're strict on that, Laura. And that's a fact. Laura says, does your friend overeat, spend money, gamble, etc.? Well, see, a lot of times, you know, that's a great question, because sometimes you substitute one habit for another. And I did that early on, but now, you know, I've straightened it out. I'm on a stretch run, man. You know, I'm balanced right now. Michael Alexander, thank you, brother. I mean, congratulations, man. Yeah, 15 years. That's a big deal, man. You know, I remember when I had 6 months, and I went up there to get my 6-month chip. You know, man, I tell you, I thought I was dreaming, man. And now all of a sudden, fast forward, it's 25 years, and I'm like, wow. My children have never seen me drunk. They've never seen me with a drink in my hand. And I'm proud of that, man. You know, we're not going to turn this into a meeting or something, but I think it is important that we recognize people who are trying to change your life. Oh, no, it's 9:30 p.m. No, 9:30 a.m. I wouldn't be. These guys are going to be asleep. Hey, thanks, Willie Cook, for that super sticker. There it is right there. Okay, he says, sir, this is Sharmaine. Okay, go to your Facebook Messenger and click that link, Sharmaine. Just click the link and then enter the studio, and I'll bring you on. And I want to apologize, because I thought I sent it to you, but I didn't. I asked you for a picture for the thumbnail. He said, I feel we self-medicate in America because of the stress. Yeah, that's what I learned, that, you know, the drinking was only a symptom of what was really wrong with me. See, it was really me. It was something going on the inside of me. I had to fix that before I was ever able to stop drinking. Hey, the beach of life, here he is. It said, good morning from Secure Island, heading back to Cebu tomorrow. Now, how do you get there, Michael? Do you go straight to Cebu, or do you know, they've got Sikihor to Tagbilaran to Cebu. Is that the best way, or do you go from Sikihor to Dumaguete, then from Dumaguete to Tagbilaran to Cebu? I don't, you know, because I forget that you can go to Cebu to Sikihor, but it stops in Tagbilaran. Okay, she has some customers. Well, that's a good thing. She's busy. You know, that's the type of agents I like to deal with. I don't like to deal with the ones who don't have any clients. Well, we just have to get you on here another time, Sharmaine. Or if you can, when you get done, we'll be on here. Just whenever you get time, click that link. But no, at 9:30, I promise you, I'm in bed. I'm asleep at 9:30. I went to sleep yesterday. It was a long day because I got up about 3:30 because I thought the tricycle driver was going to meet me out front in Sikihor to take me to the ferry, but he didn't show up. So I had to catch a little bitty. It was a hubble, but man, this thing was little. It couldn't have been no more than like a 110. Man, my knees were aching. By the time I got there, I caught that 6 a.m. to Dumaguete, then caught that 5-hour bus ride to St. Carlos City. At 6 o'clock after I ate dinner, man, I went to sleep. Alexander Neverman says, since you talked about the American-Filipino War, it's starting to trend on YouTube. Yeah, because that's how that's how this AI is. They'll pick up on stuff you're talking about and it'll start trending because remember, they didn't teach us the American-Philippine War in school. The Spanish-American War, yeah, but they never told you about the Philippine-American War. And I was kind of shocked. I just learned about it in 2011. I had too much time on my hands. I was over here in the Philippines, down in Zamboanga, and I just started looking through, Googling different stuff, and I ran up on it. And I was really, really shocked, that it was like a 4-year war. Because the Filipinos, they thought that America was liberating them from Spain. But when they found out that, no, we're going to colonize you guys, we're actually going to treat you worse than the Spanish treated you. No, they pushed back. The Filipinos start fighting. And it's an interesting story, man. It's one that I think that, especially if you're an American, you should know. Because I don't even think they teach Filipinos that over here. I asked Merlin. She never heard of it. But according to one of the Filipino historians over here, that's what he does. He's a historian. This is the guy whose accounts I was reading. In that Philippine-American War, we killed more Filipinos in 4 years than the Spanish killed in all the 350 years. And I just thought, I was like, wow. Okay, Laura says I've gone 5 days without sugar. Now, I'm going to tell you what, if you think that sugar's not addictive, and if they all of a sudden made sugar just as illegal as they do cocaine or heroin, you'll see people out here selling their bodies for a pack of damn sugar. Because it's addictive, man. You got to have it. You'll see people on the corner with packs of sugar for sale. That's a fact. So, we talk about people who have addictions, to these illegal drugs, but it's only illegal because the master says it's illegal. He picks and chooses what's illegal and what's not. If he said sugar was illegal, women be out here selling booty for sugar. Max says, I guess I'm pretty lucky. I never liked the taste of alcohol, never drank, and I never smoked. But I've been drunk a couple of times. Yeah. I didn't drink for the taste, Mac. I drank for the effect. I didn't drink for the taste. I don't like it either. I don't like the taste either. He said, I'll drink to that. They actually do have AA, and I know they got AA in the Philippines. I don't know about NA. Because every year they have the national convention down in Cebu. And this was pre-pandemic. I don't know if they picked back up, but I'm pretty sure most of these big cities, that Expat Alley, you can find a meeting. Remember, all it takes is 2 people, man, to make a meeting. The first meeting I ever chaired, it was only 2 people. It was only 2 people that was at the meeting. And I read the 12 steps, he read the traditions, the promises and all that. We just start talking about our lives, out there. And, then we got into the solution. Yeah, see, that's what he's saying right here. But yeah, the very first one. But you think that If they said that man's number one fear is speaking in front of a group of people. Number two is dying. So, when they pick you to tell your story, man, you're trembling, man, you're sweating, you're shaking, but nobody knows your story better than you. And this is what the guy told me. He said, Cal, when he asked me to speak, I was terrified, man. It's like, I don't know, 150 people, man. They're all eyes on you. And he just said, just tell your story, man. That's what I did. Hey, Donald Styles, thanks for that super sticker. Coco Moco says, what's the best airline you used from the U.S. to the Philippines? I did use a booking agent. Now, I went to Cheapo Air this time in 2018. Remember, I haven't been back since 2018. I usually would take a Asian airline. Okay, I don't know if Eva Air is Asian, but you got China, Japan Airlines, ANA. I actually took Cathay Pacific. I don't even know if Cathay Pacific still has that Chicago to the Philippines anymore. But then you've got Philippine Airlines, let's see, Korean Airlines, Singapore Airlines. It's so many. Yeah, so many Filipinos served in the military. Absolutely. I served alongside Filipinos. Remember, I was a cook. Although I didn't cook, I probably can count the number of days I cooked on both my hands because I'm good with numbers. Max says the war was a long time ago, and then the United States gifted the Philippines back to the Philippine people. But it was a long time ago. We need not feel guilty. But I'm not saying feeling guilty. I'm just saying we need to know that, gifted back. See, that's the kind of language that is cringy. How can you give something back to the people who actually own the thing? No, we did a terrible thing over here, Mac. You sugarcoating it. We killed a lot of people. Now, we're not feeling guilty, but we're just telling facts over here. Don't sugarcoat it. We destroyed a lot of people and a lot of lives over here. Willie Cook says, I read your short story, Unspoken Agreement. When is the next story due? I'm going to release one this week. But what I'm going to do, instead of the story I was going to release, I'm going to release the setup part 2. And I'm glad you brought this up because I had it on my list, Willie. I want to thank everybody who's downloaded that short story off of Amazon. Did you give it a review, Willie? I would love for you to give it a review. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. But that really helps because I'm approaching 100 downloads, which is, a lot, man. Don't worry about me getting rich, guys. Trust me, I'll never get rich in money doing that. Amazon is just like YouTube. They take the majority of it. But I think it's a good story. And I think, we need to support each other. I'm not selling drugs or something, but yeah, because that part 2 is going to be really, really good. But I've got a good one, just as good as that one. She loved him to death that I was going to upload. But I said, well, I asked Merlin, I said, you think I should go ahead and do that? The setup part 2. And she said, yeah, reward the people who downloaded the setup. And that's what I'm going to do. Because, of course, I left it open like that for a reason. Donald Styles says sugar's the worst. Man, I tell you what, if it was easy to do, I would have done it a long time ago. I did it here for, I don't know how many days it was. I think it was anywhere between 30 and 60 days, Donald. And I tell you what, it's nothing like, it's harder than stopping drinking and getting high, okay? It is. Because this goes down in your bones, man. When you don't have that sugar, man, your head starts hurting and all of that. Now, see, I didn't know this. He says after World War II, there was a plan to ship all blacks in America to the Philippines. Well, I didn't know that. Now, I do know this. Okay, remember I told you it's a lot of Europeans on Sikiho Island, but I think it has something to do with, remember during World War II, I know a lot of Jewish people came to the Philippines to escape persecution. The Philippines accepted a lot of Jewish people from all over that region. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Alexander Neverman said they add food additives to food that keeps you hungry. Well, I know that damn sugar, man. It's a beast, man. And by the time, because when you're little, that's all you're doing is eating sugar. They don't tell you how bad it is. Now, when we were little, hell, the Food and Drug Administration was they had some little back office. It wasn't no big deal back then, 60 years ago, when I was growing up. A Moments with Mitch says, I'm excited. I figured out how to stream YouTube through my Xbox to the television. So now I can watch on the big screen now. Well, hell, when you coming over here, man? I know that woman started waiting on you. Michael Mearsday says, I like Coors Light, Miller Lite. What's that? Love it. Good times. Yeah, I started out as one of them extravagant drinkers, Hennessy and all that. When it was over, man, I was drinking Buckhorn beer, 211, anything really that I could. I never drank just straight alcohol or something like that. But I think my last drink was a 211. Yeah, Mark Mack says EVA Airlines is Taiwanese. Okay, well, it's Asian Airlines. That's usually what I try to take over here. And that was a suggestion from a guy. He said, well, hell, you're going to Asia, because I used to do Delta. And Delta just never really comes down on their prices, man. He said, well, look at the Asian Airlines you flying to Asia. Because I was a silver medallion, Sky Miles member. And the 2 times that I ever flew first class, this was first class, it wasn't business class, it was on Delta, coming back from the Philippines. Okay, Willie Cook says I did review it. Thank you. What did you think of it, Willie? Actually. Mr. Pirate Brain says that Laura, I stopped drinking and drugging in 1990, then traded that for eating, and I've been fighting over eating ever since. The problem with eating is you can't abstain. Yeah, but what you can do is a lot of times when you're hungry, you may just be thirsty. That's what I was told. And since I've been in Sikiho Island and I'm staying outside more often than not, I don't eat nearly as much. Even, when I came back, man, I started immediately kicked in. I'm making toast and all that stuff that I don't do over there. Mithringo, thanks for that super chat. He says, I took Cathay Pacific home on business class. It was from Cebu to Hong Kong to LAC. 16 hours total, and I saved $1,000. It's the smoothest flight I've ever taken, Mithringo. When I came here, now it was a 15-hour flight from Chicago. On the books it had 15 hours from Chicago to Hong Kong. The fasten seatbelt sign never came on one time. I've never done that. I've never experienced that before. But that's what happened. Alpina Hart said, did the real estate condo lady come on yet? No, she got the wrong time. She was thinking 9:30 at night. I'm like, well, who's awake at 9:30 at night? I'm not. But, believe it or not, remember I told you I paid those guys to clean my grass, and they did it. They did a good job, actually. Well, hell, they took that $500. They were singing karaoke all damn night. I started to come out there and snatch that damn microphone. And then they started with the bass. The Filipinos love bass, man, in their music. And I'm like, man, that's my fault because it was Saturday night. Them guys took that $500. I hope they bought something to eat. They surely was drinking. Yeah, what's the word? Thunderbird? Yeah, I drink everything toward the end, but at first, man, I was, I was one of those, um, big time drinkers, guys, thinking I'm doing something at the bar. The Beach of Life says the Golden Gate. I've never surfed here, but I love swimming in the ocean. Phil Stevens says, I wonder what else Mitch is streaming through his Xbox. Al says sugar is not processed by the liver, immediately stored as fat. It is. I mean, if you want to lose weight, you cut that sugar out and the pounds will drop off of you. That's the only time I've ever had a six pack is when I stopped eating sugar that time. Yeah, they were partying, man. Alpino says business class is so nice. I took it on PAL. Almost look forward to the flight back. Yeah, Curly's protective. He fights all the time. Now he says, Laura says, Mr. Private Brain, there is a FA, food addicts. They follow AA and have restricted foods that tend to trigger overeating. Appetite grows with feeding. And remember, it's not the food, it's you. Something's going on with you that makes you keep wanting to eat. Are you depressed? Are you anxious? Do you feel guilty about something? What is it that makes you eat? Hal Funkbase said, Cal lost weight in the Philippines and I feel great. The raw foods in the Philippines is richer than the crops in the States. Well, you can eat good in the States too. A lot of my comfort foods aren't here. And that helps me. Phil Stevens says, I would start the night drinking at a fancy piano bar in New York City, and the night would end, I'd be in a sleazy after hours bar, and in the dirty men's room, there would be a woman at the next urinal. He's got parentheses around woman. You mean a so-called woman? Sam Chapman said, Cal, I see how a person can overindulge in drinking too much. There are so many bourbon distilleries here in Kentucky. I guess they bring in big revenue from the state. Well, yeah, that's the bourbon capital of America. I actually worked for United Distillers. I used to make bourbon. See, I'm a chemical operator by trade. I work for DuPont Chemicals, United Distillers, Borden. I have a background in that. So if I showed up in America tomorrow, that would be my best bet at getting a regular job. Would be as a chemical operator. Oh, I was an insurance agent, but I'm through with insurance, really. Dean Thompson says it can be done, but requires a lifestyle change. Since November 1st, I'm down 25 kilos. Still doing well. If I could get the last 3 kilos, I'd be happy at 80 kilos. Wow. Don Ridgway, what's up, brother? Retard 2019 says it's hard to lose weight living in the South. Willie Cook says, man, the book really took a turn at the end. I recommend it to anyone that likes reading. You got me with the hitman coming out the raid. Gotta be more careful. Yeah, because that's real life over here, Willie. If you owe somebody some money or something like that, see, we think that everything works the same way around the world as it does in America. Now, you can't even argue with certain people over here to get you killed. So imagine if you owe somebody some money. If you don't pay them, you're going to die. Or they may even owe you money. And it's cheaper to kill you than pay you back. And this isn't a strike at the Filipino society. It's just how it is, what I've seen over here. They'll put that two-man tandem out there, man. you know, and they'll mow you down. And that's just how it is. Michael Beach Your Life says maybe there's something to this hand to mouth fixation many of us have come to, like smoking, drinking, and eating. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. See, when I started out using cocaine, we were freebasing. We had to cook it up ourselves. So when they came out with the Ready Rock, we pushed back on that. We was like, no, because we like that ritual of getting the El Producto, you know, putting the baking soda in, the cocaine, you know, putting the big lighter underneath it or the torch, let it bubble, put the cold water in there, take it out and hear that tink. And when it comes on the table, see, we got addicted to that, you know, and this is what it is when people try to stop smoking. Because, you know, Michael Beach Your Life, he's trying to quit smoking, but he's got the vape. So I said, I know why you got that vape. It's that hand to mouth. You know, you need something to replace that. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with the rituals. Jungle Man Space Cowboy said, what's up from Angeles City, Pampanga? He says, I had fried pickles in South Carolina on a road trip. I love fried pickles. I pushed back against that for years, man. I just couldn't imagine fried pickles. I couldn't imagine it. And they've got this place in Louisville that sells these big, gigantic burgers. I don't even know if it's still open. But I think they call them frickles. And I said, well, hell, I ain't got nothing to, because I'm sitting there, you know, you're waiting on your food, you're hungry. So I said, well, you know, let me go ahead and try these damn frickles. Man, I fell in love with them. Man. If they're cooked right, I mean, you want them right out of that fryer and the grease is dried on them and they're crunchy. You don't want to let them sit and get soggy. Then it's like, just bring it to mind if you've ever had fried green tomatoes. That's how fried pickles are. I mean, they're delicious, man. You wouldn't believe it. What's up, Lance Martin? Thanks for that super sticker. But yeah, I love that. Michael says a baby pacifier. Yeah, it's really like what it's like a ritual that we gotta get used to. Island Fish says that retired 2019, doesn't the South have good quality produce? Yeah, but when you're brought up, see, a friend of mine told me, I don't know how true this is. I never researched it. So don't say Calvin said it. I'm telling you that a friend told me that Black people down, you know, in America, 95% of our diet comes from the plantation. Okay, so we eat a lot of crazy stuff that has no nutritional value. Well, if you're raised on that stuff, it takes, man, you have to have, I don't know, you just have to have the discipline of a saint to throw all of that stuff to the side and start eating new stuff like chitlins. There's no nutritional value, really. Macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, you know, but, you know, pig feet, you know, that's why they say eat high on the hog. You know, the master was eating the hams and all that stuff. We were eating the other stuff, pig tails. My mother used to make all kinds of stuff, pig ears and all that stuff. And, you know, I used to hate it, man, until you know, if you grew up in my house, you got to eat whatever's on the table. I hated that beef liver, that aftertaste, but you get hungry enough, you'll put enough of the gravy, and then I used to put a lot of hot sauce on it, and it was good. That's when I started eating rice, because my mother would make either beef liver and with onions and gravy and rice, or she would make mashed potatoes. But man, I tell you, you had to eat all that stuff or you starved. Yeah, hog head cheese. What's up, Will Wallace? He said, Cal, love and respect, bro. Thanks, man. Alan Fish says, I had to leave the house when my mom made chillin'. My mom called me bougie. Yeah, but I love chillins, but I don't eat them because I've been over here, but they make them different over here. Now, Pumpkin Joe Philippine Experience, I think it was it his birthday or his wife's birthday, when we were over his house, when I did that video about a vlog about him selling his house, his wife had ordered some. They were chitlins, but they wasn't cooked the way we cooked them. It was like fried or something. And they were good. I ate some. Mike Dawsonville says, but if they owe you money, they act like they forget. Make that make sense. Yeah. Well, they do that all around the world. You know, they'll get mad. People will get mad at you. They owe you, right? And they see you and they don't have the money. Now they get angry with you. They do that in America, man. They do that in America. I'm like, well, hell, you borrowed the money from me. Michael Beecher Life says, I can only eat a few Polish pickles, but fried, oh man, I can almost eat a whole jar. Yeah, I love fried pickles, man. I mean, it's just one of those crazy combinations you would think like, no, why would somebody fry pickles? But I tell you, man, it's delicious. And the more you eat, the more you want. It's like Lay's potato chips. You can't eat just one. Roger T says, the more processed the food is, the worse it is for you. Yeah. I had a guy tell me that if it comes in plastic, it's not good for you. When you go to the grocery store, if it's in a plastic container, it's not good. He said, Laura says a fried Snicker sounds doable. But you know, we'll fry any damn thing. If you just get away from fried foods, you're gonna be doing good. If you know anybody that's diabetic and that follows their doctor's suggestions and tells you to stop eating fried this and whatever, you see they lose weight just like that. I've got a brother and sister that they're both diabetics and they both lost weight. My sister's still alive. My brother, he stopped doing what the doctor said. He started, it's my life, I can do what I want to do. And he died, man, because eventually diabetes, my sister told me that diabetes is what's going to kill her. It's just a matter of how long do you want to live. Hey, Michael Alexander said, Brother Cal, what do you want for your birthday? I want to be alive, man. I want to see that 60, Michael. And that's the truth. That's what I want. I want to be in my right state of mind, good health. That's really all I want, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Because this is a big deal. That's 60 years old. When you come from my community, that those years from 50 to 60, even if you make it to 50, those years are the most important years, because that's when how you lived in your 30s starts showing up. It'll tell on you. So think about how many of your friends died in between 50 and 60. And not just your friends, but celebrities and, athletes, people you've heard, you don't know, but you've heard of 55. My brother died at 55. Let me make it to 60. King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. He says, my policy on lending money is I want something for you of value from you, and you won't get the item back until you pay me back. And that's a great way to do it. Or you say something like, don't loan any more than you can afford to lose. That's what I do over here, man. I loaned that woman that 10,000 pesos on the strength of Maryland, because she wasn't one of Maryland's clients. She got a business, et cetera, man. But June will be a year. She pretends like she don't owe us. And I don't make a big deal out of it, because all she has to do is take 5,000 to shut me up. He said, just like a pawn shop. Yeah. But remember, the pawn shop charges interest. And the pawn shop literally preys on people. That's why you see them in the poor neighborhoods. You don't see pawn shops in the rich neighborhoods. You would think that's the way it should be. But most rich people don't live paycheck to paycheck or week to week. Laura says, my policy on lending, I only lend what I'm okay without getting back. That's what I'm saying. Money can mess up friendships. And it usually does. It usually does. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that because, people just don't want to pay you back. They take that friendship and they say, like, okay, now they're not going to have a problem standing in line at Walmart and the grocery store paying their bill with tax and everything. But if you're selling something, they want a deal. If if you lend them money, they want to pay you back whenever they get it, whenever they feel like it, because you're their friend. And yeah, it does cause a lot of problems. Hey, Ron L., thanks for that super chat. He says, the only downside to dating old man, we pass away before the women. Sad facts. Well, you're going to pass away before the woman, even if you marry a woman and date a woman the same age, Ron L. Women live longer. That's why their life insurance is cheaper. And that's why their health insurance is more expensive, because they go to the doctor on a regular basis more than men. We wait till it's too late. We show up at the doctor when it's too late. So no, it doesn't matter what time you marry a woman. More than likely, you're going to die before she does. Look at Marilyn's mother. Her husband died long before she did. I think he's been dead 12 or 13 years now. But that's just how it is. That's the way nature planned it. But I live in today. I'm not looking down that long road like that. Let tomorrow take care of itself, Ronell. There's a lot of advantages, man. I made that video for a reason, because it's true. These feminists and these age gap haters is what I call them. And always talking about, oh man, well, what if you had a granddaughter? Well, I don't have a granddaughter dating a 70-year-old man. If it was, she wouldn't give a damn what I thought anyway. It's none of my business, but they'll say stuff like that. If he's taking good care of her, yeah, I'm going to step in if he's mistreating her. But if he's taking good care of her, isn't that what you want? They say we're robbing these women of their best years. Well, hell, they're getting us at our best years, because they have unrealistic expectations on these young men. They're putting on these young men. We're men. We're hunters. We're not going to stay corralled. Like we're like wild horses. Try to tame a wild horse and see what you get. But that old mule out in the back, he's easy to deal with. 2019 says, I never loaned a woman money in my life. Well, I don't understand what you're saying. I've never loaned a woman money in my life. Yeah, what'd you do? Just give it to her? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make us better men because we don't take care of our women or we don't spend money on women. I don't get this attitude. Not saying that's what you're doing, Retard 2019, but that's the new attitude nowadays. It's like it makes you a better man that you don't have to spend on women or take them out or, treat them good. I don't get that. When I was brought up, in my day, I'm from the old school. I'm 60. So imagine my father and them. My father was born in 1929. It was being a gentleman. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't want some woman to run over you, but most men, women don't run over them. We lay down and let the woman walk over us, man. We intentionally do that to ourselves. Most of us are smart enough. We don't do that. Well, Merlin was never married. First of all, she's never been married. So yeah, the father of her children is a Filipino. I'm the first foreigner she's ever dated. And most of the women that you come over here to date you're going to be their first foreigner. That's how you want it. And because really, that's how they want it, the ghost of Pennsylvania. They want to be the first Filipino you've ever dealt with. Now, they can't be as choosy as we can, because that's what you want. You really don't want a woman that's already been with a foreigner before. You just don't want that. It takes all the fun out of it. Michael Berner says, I never loan money. I gave if I feel led, and that's it. If it comes back, great. If it doesn't, great. It's all good. God is good. Yeah, that's just the way I look at it, But when you loan somebody your hard-earned money, you expect it back. I'm sorry, I don't loan any more than I can afford to lose. But I still want it back. If you come to me in your time of need and you say, hey, can I borrow X amount of dollars? If I got it, if I trust you, and I say, here, I expect it back. Oh, yeah, well, I haven't either. And I didn't. And I told Maryland that. I don't care if it's 500. I always point back. I said, look, we're already 10,000 in the red. So, no, I'm not loaning nobody else any money. And I only did that. I know better. Retired 2019. I did that for Maryland. I came back from, now imagine, I just come back from Thailand on my visa run. Maryland meets me in Manila, and we're just there, in the Airbnb, getting ready to go out. And she gets the text from the lady. It's one of her, the lady's got a business. I'm thinking, because I know, Maryland has a good relationship with her clients, and I'm thinking, okay, well, because I told Maryland, I said, look, we need our money now. And, we sent her the money. That was a year ago. And no, we haven't gotten it back. It's always, next month. I don't even worry about it anymore. It's going to cost her more if it's not already cost her more than 10,000. Okay, I promise you that the universe is watching. You can't get away with stuff like that, guys. If you think you can, you're fooling yourself. It's no different than the law of gravity or any other law. It's rigid like that. You think you're cheating somebody, now you're cheating yourself. It's going to come back. It may take 10 years for it to come back. And it's usually going to come back from some place you would least expect it. That's why it's going to hurt so much. But you're going to get it. D. Hicks says, I ate spam a lot as a kid. When I saw an episode of Married with Children, they were trying to figure out what was in spam and how was it made. I never ate spam after that. Well, same as hot dogs, too. Don't watch those documentaries on YouTube or you'll never eat another hot dog. And I love hot dog, but you'll never eat another one if you watch how that stuff is made. See, a lot of psychology goes into our food, man. These people are geniuses over there. They're like evil geniuses. If they showed you how your steak was made, when they cut the damn cow and slice them all up to get that steak, you may not want to eat it. So don't watch that stuff. We get our eggs in a nice, pretty package. Same with all the other foods, the meats and stuff. So your man doesn't even go there. How did they get this? How did they cut this, prime piece of meat out of there? Jack Carroll says, my Filipino wife washes my shirt with her hands to get them white like that. Yeah, and what they'll do, they'll soak it like this, a shirt like this, and bleach and detergent, and they'll set it in the sun. And they'll just let it sit there, and then they'll wash it and hang it out, man. It'll be bright white, it'll blind you. They do a lot of things, I'm going to make a video why Filipinos are smarter than the rest of the world. They do a lot of stuff, man, that you think, man, this is primitive, man, but it's so much better than the way we do it in the advanced world. Yeah, he said that's why men can reproduce up to the day we die. Yeah, I think it's the way nature planned it. I think it's a balancing act. What's up, Q Dub? It's my buddy right here. He came to see me. As a matter of fact, uh, I met him and his fiance. He said, "What's up, Cal? Thanks for the super chat, by the way." He said, "I just woke up, got a few nights off from the hamster wheel. Glad I could catch a live stream. What's the topic?" Well, I was going to have the real estate agent on here, but she thought I was talking about 9:30 at night, and you can bear witness, man. I'm asleep at that time. We stayed at the Radisson. He put us up for a couple of nights, man. You know, you was very nice to do that. This is one of those brothers that when he comes overseas, money's no object to him. And we ate out at we went too late, and I kind of apologize. I took them to the Lachan house in Cebu. We should have went earlier because the lechon wasn't fresh like it normally is. I mean, they got delicious food, but we went there at night. And that place is very, very popular. And I believe they gave us like just some old, it was old. I didn't like it. The Ghost of Pennsylvania says you wouldn't eat pork either if you knew what pigs eat. Yeah, well, you know, like I tell people all the time, he says, I'll lose stream if I look it up. I don't know something. How much is USD in 10,000 pesos? It's not, excuse me, it's not quite $200 now. It's about $189 now because the peso is 55.86. But it was the principle about it. You know, that's my hard-earned money. I didn't give it to you. You know, remember, she knew she was really asking me. She wasn't asking Maryland because she knows Maryland doesn't have 10,000. See, this is the way they go around the woman to get you. And I tell you guys that, you know, the family's never going to ask you. They're going to ask the woman. They know she doesn't have it. But yeah, Don Ridgway says, it's funny you say that. I was listening to Barry White and Gerald Levert earlier today. Barry White died at 58. Gerald Levert was only 40. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know why, but they say if you make it to that 50 years old, 50 to 60 is going to tell how you live, how you were living in your 30s. That's when it starts to show up. Now, I know Gerald Levert died of an accidental overdose, took the wrong combination of pills and stuff. Sam Champion said, leaving for a dream, bro. If you like, I can reach out to her through my wife. She is our niece. Yeah. If anybody wanted to talk to her, because I gave her information to one of my subscribers. He's thinking about buying a condo up in Manila. I don't get any commission or anything like that. I'm just helping y'all. You know, I'm helping Sam. That's his niece. You know, that's the reason I wanted her on here, because a lot of people have been coming to me with questions I can't answer. She can. Michael says, my girl's mad I dated other Filipinos before her. Yeah. And that's just how it is. They want to be the first one to show you off and teach you your first Tagalog word or Bisaya word and, you know, and all of that. They just want to be the first. But I get a lot of pushback when I say, you know, you don't want to date a Filipina that's been with a foreigner before. See, that's being a hypocrite, because they know that they want you to be the first. They don't really, but they can't be as choosy as us, really. See, we can really be choosy, but we're not. We don't practice all the advantages that we have when we come over here, because, you know, you don't have no choice. You bring your Western thinking over here and you think, oh, it works the same way over here. But it doesn't. We don't take advantage of all the things that we could when we get over here. And then when somebody like me tries to put you up on it, you push back on me and you say, well, you can't tell me nothing, you know, and then you end up being screwed over. And that's just how it is. Yeah, that hamster wheel is a death machine. It certainly is. It's designed to grind you up, but we're so caught up in the consumerism that we don't even pay any attention. We work to live over there, man. And once I figured it out and I woke up to it, I said, "No, I jumped off." And you get some scrapes and cuts from jumping off that thing because it's moving, that hamster wheel. But I tell you what, them scrapes and cuts will heal long before, man. I tell you, the longer you work on that hamster wheel, man. Some of us are trapped. We can't get off. That 30-year mortgage, that 7-year car loan, and all of that. Man, it's crazy. Roger T said, women that have embraced the corporate world live shorter lives. They are starting to catch up to the men. I know right now, if you look it up, life expectancy in America is dropping. But I think it's 78 for a woman. I want to say 73 for a man. Now, if you're a black man, it's somewhere around 70, which, by the way, is the same as it is for a Filipino man over here in the Philippines. So I said, well, hell, I believe if all I can do with all this fancy stuff that we have in America and all the advantages and everything is to break even over there with the Filipino man, I think I can get my 3 years if I stay over here. And I know people are going to say, no, I don't believe that, Cal. Well, I'm just saying, though. I believe I can. And it starts up here. So if I believe I can, maybe I will get that extra 3 years. Because self-care is the best care. It doesn't, you can have the best insurance in the world if you're not using it. What good is it going to do? And this is what I've seen my whole life, man, as an insurance agent. The woman's husband died, but hell, he retired from General Electric, Ford. These people had great insurance, but they never used it. What good does it do that you live right? Some guy says, well, I live, I think his name is the Chosen One. He's the exception on here. He's always said, well, I live so close to a major hospital. It don't matter. If you show up in cardiac arrest, and all of that, you know, your arteries are 90% clogged from that old crazy living we do over there. What good is it going to do? If you don't go to the doctor on a regular basis, if you don't eat properly, you exercise, you know, the best you can. But these guys are always talking about, oh, well, the Philippines doesn't have great health care. They do. If you got money, if you got good insurance, and you live in one of these near one of these urban centers. But if you don't take care of yourself, it doesn't matter. He said, nothing like a wise older man. Yeah, it helps women. And believe it or not, there's a lot of other advantages. You just can't control these young men. You know, my daughter, you know, and I really feel sorry for her, you know, but they won't listen. If I didn't give my kids nothing else, I gave them a good example. They saw how I treated their mother and took good care of her, but the men that they're dealing with, man, they just, I don't get it, man. Alec Neverman said the young Thundercats over here are dangerous, at least some of them. He says, I love money more than women. But man, I tell you what, poor is the man if money is all you've got. We need money. Don't get me wrong. We absolutely need it. But I'm not going to obsess over it anymore. I'm not going to kill myself chasing it. And that's what I was doing. I couldn't, you know, a lot of people can't even enjoy it. Look at Elvis Presley. Look at all the money he had. Michael Jackson, all those guys. Damon Dash, I was watching an interview with him. Not that he's some spiritual guru or something, but they said, well, what's life like now that you got money? He said, well, you know, the first lesson I learned, money doesn't make you happy. When he started earning those millions of dollars, that's what he realized. All his life, he thought that money was the solution. It wasn't. It would be good to be able to be fixed and then come into money, because money is not going to fix you. Laura says, if someone says they are robbing a woman of the best years, they are devaluing the woman based on age alone. Yeah, but this is what the feminists say. And the age gap haters, Laura, they say that as men, we're robbing these young women of their best years by being with them as if, age really means something. It does. Age has its advantages and disadvantages, but if you're grown and she's grown and you're happy and you can provide for her better than a young man, I don't get that argument. That's a Western argument that says you must date women or you must date men the same age as you. Usually that doesn't work out because women are more mature than men, physically and mentally. Those young, just think back when you were a teenager. You never catch up with the woman. You never catch up to her. She's always going to be more mature. She's always going to be older than you. You can't catch up with her. And then you end up dying before she does. There's no catching up. Remember, we're in the fourth quarter, most of us. Start living life the way you want to live it. To hell with what people say and what they think. They're not paying your bills. They really don't care, guys. They're so busy dealing with their own lives that they don't really care. They just take a minute out when they get defocused and they see you over there and they say, oh, look at Cal. He's got that 40-year-old woman over there. The only reason she's with him because she's with his money. I don't give a damn what you think. Go back to being concerned with your own life. I don't give a damn what people say. Some guy sent me a video today of some black guy up in English City talking about me. I don't know how many videos he's made about me. I'm like, I don't care what he says about me. Who cares about that? Let me go back and see what the Beach of Life said. Okay, the Beach of Life says, it goes to Pennsylvania. I like that about the Philippines. They live in harmony as neighbors. It reminds me so much of when I was growing up. We used to live in harmony as neighbors. Remember, guys, go back. On my videos, I tell you that the Filipino makes the best neighbor. That's why they accept you when you come over here. They don't care who you are. They accept you as their neighbor as long as you respect them. They're not going to bother you. They're not going to harass you. They're not going to come over here and make you learn Tagalog and Bisaya and all that and observe their holidays and traditions. They're the world's greatest neighbors. I've always said that, and it's a fact. And I remember a time when I was growing up in America, we were the same way. I was just talking to, who was I talking to? I think it was Mo. We were sitting on the beach. No, Oliver. We used to be able to go next door and get a stick of butter, a couple of eggs, so we made it to the store. You can't do that anymore, right? You can't do that anymore. I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was renting a house in Shapley. It's a neighborhood in Louisville, Kentucky. It's diverse though. Yeah, white, black, and everything. We live next to each other, but I didn't know my neighbors on both sides of me. The last 3 years I was in the United States, I didn't even know their name. When they barbecued, they never invited me over. When I barbecued, I never invited them over. I mean, it was just a crazy, when I think about it, I didn't grow up like that. And then I like that over here. They're going to invite their neighbors to their birthday party, unless, they got into it with the neighbor. Okay. Let's see. Tita Cha said, Cal, when I told Filipinos I was stationed in Subic, I got the ugly eye from many Filipinos and they didn't want to date me. Yeah, Subic Bay and English City and all that, they have that reputation, but they want to be the first one. And your star's not going to shine any brighter than the first time you come here. That's just how it is. They love expat, virgins. That's what I call them, because when I call them virgins, the YouTube wouldn't monetize the video, so I had to change it to expat versions. They love that. They love that you are here to see them first. You've never been with another Filipino. Because if you have, see, the cat's been let out of the bag. You know a lot of their secrets. But they're very secretive over here. They don't want you to know. That's why a lot of Filipinos, they don't like my channel. They're not going to tell you the things I tell you. They'll talk about sex and stuff like that. You know, one woman said she saw that video with me and Marilyn. She said, why do you talk about your sex life so openly like that? You're making Filipinos look bad. And I'm like, you must haven't been watching these Filipino vloggers over here, have you? Okay, and then one of the biggest, he may be the biggest YouTuber I've ever seen, Rafi Tufo. He didn't get popular showing the good side of Filipinos. He shows, only thing he shows is the bad side. The scammers, the women who cheat, the men who cheat, and all that. And he doesn't have any good stories. I was watching, somebody sent me a link today. It was a Filipino and a Polish guy, but it's an old video. It's like 3 years old. This guy has like 20-something million subscribers, and he only shows the bad side. But they said, oh, that little video that I did was a Filipino that said it. That I'm making Filipinos look bad. See how it's a double standard, guys? How you have to watch what you say over here. It's okay for them to do it, but if you say one little thing, they're going to be on your case. But no, I'm not making Filipinos look bad, okay? You must not be watching these, but they'll talk about sex, but they won't tell you all the inside stuff that they do. Mike Dawson says, hey, Cal, thank you for responding to my text, brother. I really appreciate that. God bless. Oh, man, you know, I try to get as many of them as I can. Yeah, Alan Fish said that mortgage is another wheel. It is. It will keep you on a job that you hate because you have to keep that, you know, you want to keep that mortgage, man. You want to keep that house. I don't know if it's worse being homeless. I mean, it's bad to be homeless, but I don't know, to be homeless in America, man, I don't know if you can get it any worse than that. Hey, Kenneth Dale, thanks for that super sticker. So we'll work a job we hate. We'll stay in a marriage we hate because we're prideful. We don't want to be on the street. We don't want, you know, we don't want to hear that foreclosure. You know, we think that's embarrassing, man. That type of stuff happens. Divorce, you know, we don't want, you know, that's embarrassing to us. Divorce, filing bankruptcies, embarrassing to us when they put that in the law to protect you, man. Y'all don't know how grimy these loan companies and credit card companies are, man. They're cutthroat. It's written in these contracts to benefit them. There's no way you're really gonna win. So they put the bankruptcy laws out there to protect you. You like say, hold on now, I'm overwhelmed. Give me a break. The rich people do it all the time. They run up all that debt and then they hit the stop button. But we don't do it. Fred Smith says exactly how old men, let's see, wait. Exactly how old were you when you figured it out about the hamster wheel? Oh man, I probably was, I'm gonna say 45. I was old, but I found out, I woke up just in time because I figured out, I was like, wow, I've got to work twice as hard to maintain the same lifestyle. And that's when I started making my plan. That's when I made my first trip to the Philippines. I started looking around for places where I didn't have to stay on that hamster wheel any longer than I had to. But yeah, I woke up late. I wasn't like the guy over here. What was his name? Mindanao Bob. I want to say he was 20 when he realized that. I used to read he didn't have a YouTube blog back in 2009. He had an actual blog. He had a website. a life in the Philippines or something. And he said he knew when he was 19 or 20 that he didn't want the 30-year mortgage. And he didn't want to work on a job for 40 years. He knew it then. He said that's why he came to the Philippines. So yeah, I was like 45 when the light came on for me. Q Dub says, I got 3 years on the death machine, and I'm going to wait till the Philippines. Hopefully I can survive the machine, man. This is powerful stuff, man, because guys are waking up. People are waking up. They see that it's a machine over there. It really is, man. It's not, for your benefit. When you going in there punching the clock, you working a third shift, man. That's unnatural. So you're supposed to be asleep. How many of you ever worked that third shift or that swing shift, man, and it's 2 or 3 in the morning and your body's completely trying to shut down and you're doing everything you can to stay up, man? That's how people have heart attacks and strokes. You start doing push-ups, you can walk out in the cold weather with no coat on. You try to do everything to stay up. That stuff's unnatural, man. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I've tried everything. Willie Cook says, I believe it too, Cal. That's why I'm coming. Wherever you have to go, man, if you can find a place that will allow you to get off that hamster wheel sooner than you do, because some people work until they die. I keep telling you about my sister. If you think I'm joking, man, my sister will be 73 years old in June. She's still working. She got off at 67, but it didn't take her a year before she realized I can't stay retired. I've got to pay this mortgage. I hope that her house is paid for because she had one of those Habitat for Humanity deals. I think it was only 15 years. I'm hoping that she's paid that thing off so she can finally retire. You just can't do it, man. And, and then, he's talking about fast foods. When you add it all up, it's all about money, and they don't care if it's at your expense. The food, they polluted the food, the water, the air. I mean, what's left over there for us? It's a toxic environment, but when people talk about that, oh, you're unpatriotic. I'm not. That's being a patriot. When you demand more from your country, when you demand more from your government, that's being patriotic instead of sitting back, letting it all happen. And not saying anything or even doing anything about it. Because some guy told me the other day, he said, Mo, he said, do you feel guilty that you just left? I was like, no. Oh, you want me? I'm no good over there if I'm dead. Because a lot of people feel guilty. They're like, well, I'm just going to, if I leave, I'm running. No, you're not. The earth is my home, guys. Get out of this nationalistic thinking that you're only supposed to be living in one spot. And if you live, you're bailing out on your people. No, I'm not. Because when I die, my people aren't going to give a damn about me or my family or anything else that has to do with anything to me. They want to give me my 15 minutes of fame at my funeral. I'll be damn, I want it now. Give me my flowers now. Trying to, damn, 15 minutes when they do your eulogy, that's your 15 minutes. No, I want my 15 minutes now. I don't want it when I die. And that's when they want to give it to you. What's up, Kenneth? And that's when they want to give you your 15 minutes. When you're in that damn casket. And everybody's walking past you. Oh, he was a good man. And then later on that evening, they getting drunk. They don't forget all about you. Rest in peace. No, I'm going to live in peace. I'm not going to rest in peace. I'm going to live in peace. Y'all can rest in peace. But that's the kind of rhetoric that we deal with over there that they put into your mind. That working yourself to death is a good thing. It's not. Get off that damn hamster wheel, because the people who are telling you that, they're not doing it. They're somewhere on the south of Spain on a damn yacht somewhere while you over there breaking your damn back. Michael says, I'd rather be rich and unhappy than poor and unhappy. Yeah, but I'd rather be poor and alive than rich and dead. How many more examples I got to give you? These people, they're dying, man. They're rich. What rich man on his damn bed right now, Michael, wouldn't give it all away just for one more day? See, I'm not going to chase money, man. You can chase it if you want to. I'm not going to obsess over money. He says, yeah, Michael well said. Yeah, well, you're going to join Michael in that long line of sots, you know, waiting to get in the damn cemetery. Nothing wrong with being successful, having money and living good, but I'm not going to sacrifice my life for it. There's a better way. He says, really, it's easy not to care when you live on the beach. I live on the beach now. But you better care now. It's better to care so you can do something about it. Because if you don't care, you're not going to do anything about it. If you of the mindset, well, there's no sense in me trying, I'm going to have to be here. I've got that 30-year mortgage. Sell that damn house, you know, unless you got kids still in it. You know, divorce that woman. Let her make it on her damn own since she takes you for granted any damn way. You know, see, they want to make you feel guilty. That guy said, don't you feel guilty about leaving? No, I don't. I'm so damn thankful I left. My phone was quiet over there. Nobody came to see me when I was there. They only acting like they're concerned now that I'm over here living the best life that I possibly could live. They're feeling guilty. They want me to come back because guess what? Misery loves company. Okay? I put on my Facebook, I said, when I stopped drinking 25 years ago, my phone went dead, man. A lot of my friends and family stopped coming around me because guess what? They liked me better when I was down. When I started going up like this, they didn't like it. So guess what? I had to get new friends and I had to get a new family. But yeah, misery loves company. So yeah, when you start talking about, I'm leaving America, you're unpatriotic, you're running. Well, why don't you stay in here and fight? Fight for what? And be another George Floyd or one of those guys? Worse than even George Floyd. Just down that damn assembly line? I'd be damn. I'm sorry. Mr. Passport Brain said, money will only reflect who you really are. Imagine if you came into millions when you're in active addiction. I would have died. Yeah, it just exposes who you really are. The more money you got, if you're evil, you're going to be more evil. If you're kind, you're going to be more kind. Kamal says, exactly. Trolls and related unknowns are nothing to lose sleep over. Yeah, he sent me a video, some guy up there, a black guy at that. Like, yo, dude, why would you send me this video? He's up there mumbling something. I didn't even click on it. Viking Nomad says, I don't care what you think about me. I don't think about you at all. That's about where I was when I left. You know, because I'm going to tell you guys, man, death should teach you, if it don't teach you nothing at all, it's that people really don't give a damn. Only the people that surround you. Everybody else, they're going to keep on going. That's why we don't love to talk about death or even think about it, because we know life is going to go on without us. Okay, life's going to go on without your ass when they bury you, cremate you, and put you in a little urn. And a little bit, you know, maybe only the people who really, really love you, your close-knit, is going to care. Everybody else, they don't care, man. So why should I care what these people are out here saying? Don't go over there and live your, what am I supposed to do? Because you've decided that you're going to work at one of these factories for 40 years, that it's okay, that I'm supposed to do the same thing. Kane, the digital nomad, time traveler. Wow. He's got a hell of a profile now. He said, shout out to Calvin. and all the work you put in to educate the gents who are planning to travel to the Philippines. And thank you for bringing the good and bad when you can. Yeah, but see, it's really not even about the Philippines. I just happen to be here in the Philippines. It could be anywhere. It could be in America. I'm just saying, live your life right now, guys, because you don't know what comes after death. William Shakespeare said it best. He said, what little we know of death, life should be a paradise. But here we are, listening to people who tell us, oh, you can have your paradise when you die. It's coming later. Meanwhile, they're living it now. They're living their heaven on earth. See? But they want to tell you, now keep on, tote that barge, there's something better waiting for you later on down the line. See, I don't buy that anymore. I want it now. Girl Stipock says, sure, right. Can't knock on a neighbor's door these days. You might get shot. Well, that's what happened to the little guy in Kansas City, Missouri. He's going to pick up his sisters and brothers, right? He knocks on the wrong door, and the man shoots him through the damn door. Don't ask no questions. He just sees a black boy standing on his porch, 85-year-old man, shoots him, damn near kills him. Lucky he's alive. Patrick Blackrock Money says a young man should be spending his young years learning a craft and perfecting it, not dating and getting into a marriage and trying to raise a family when he knows very little about life. See, there's so much truth in what he's saying. But society tells you to get married early. They don't tell you this. But some churches and some preachers are now pushing back. They want the preacher to counsel you before you get married, because one of my nephews, man, and I was mad at the preacher at the time, but I'm glad he told me. He said he called their marriage off, believe it or not. He said, I'm not going to marry you. Him and his girlfriend. I think they were like 20, both of them. He was like 20, she was like 18. He said, because neither of you are ready. And I was mad at him. I was like, well, who the hell does he think he is? Go to another church and get married. But luckily they didn't. Because, hell, they wasn't together 6 months later. He saw something nobody else saw. We got it big over there. I can do what I want to do. You can't tell me what to do. We don't want to take any advice over there, man. If I'd have just took some simple advice from my mother, from my parents, or my grandparents, any authority, my teachers, people really cared about my well-being, I wouldn't have ended up homeless, strung out on drugs and alcohol. But they can't tell me nothing. See, that's my life. I can run it any way I want to. No, I'm sorry. We don't like to take advice over there. And the people that do take advice, they end up in a better position than the ones who won't. Hey, Two Traveling Expat says, I'm late. Hello, Cal, and the Sunshine Shores community. Hey, congratulations to both of you. They've reached I think they're monetized now. They reached 1,000. I don't know about the watch time hours, but you got a lot of content on there. Now you just got to get people to watch it. Talk about some real life stuff on there. Like, because I know, hell, you catch your husband looking at these young women over here. Tell us what you think and what's going on in your mind. How to kick his butt. He knows better. Buy him some, on his birthday or the next anniversary, buy him some good dark sunglasses. Because you're going to need them, buddy. Roger T said, Filipinos will invite a wandering stranger to join them for a meal and a drink and everything like that. Hey, Cedric Giles, thanks for that super chat. He says, hey, Cal, talk about the men lurking in the shadows. Yeah, man, you don't want that over here. But we won't take advice, Cedric. We'll come over here and we will date married women. Not knowing the other side of the story, not knowing if the man is still in love with the woman or not. We're just going to take her word for it. Yeah, a lot of guys over here, I see them all the time. The women are married. They don't really know the story. They just going by what she's saying. And the very first woman that I dated over here, she was 41, by the way. She was married, but I saw her husband. I saw what he looked like because she lived upstairs and he lived downstairs with his new family. But ask these guys over here if they honest. What does her husband look like? They can't tell you. They've never seen him before. But he knows who they are because they see him every day. This is the shady stuff that goes on in some of these relationships, man. Imagine if you're supposed to love somebody, but you allow him to walk around your ex-husband and you don't tell him. There he is right there. Yeah, welcome to the chat. Oh, okay, yeah, they said great to hear Jamie Foxx is home and well now. Yeah, the daughter said that he's, playing pickleball. See, I'm gonna tell you, she better hope she's telling the truth. Because private, if you're gonna be private, then be private. There's, I know a lot about the HIPAA laws and and all of that. If you're gonna be private, then be private. Don't come out here with all that bull crap. I mean, show the pictures then. Show him playing pickleball. What's the big deal about it? But if you're gonna be private about his health condition, then be private. But you better hope and pray you're right, because if not, they're gonna turn on you, lady. All of a sudden now he's out of the hospital, he's playing pickleball. Well, that could mean a lot of things. I hope she's telling the truth. But what's the big deal if he's all right? Well, show his face then, since you're saying he's okay. Laura says, I live around a large Filipino population. Nice people, but not always straight shooters. I think they avoid conflict and maybe not tell the truth kind of thing. Well, I think that's cultural. Because what we run into over here with the relationships we have, they love to tell these white lies. Okay. Now, you know where white lies come from. If you don't, then look it up. That's why they call it a white lie. Oh, it's not that bad. Okay. But they tell these little lies, man, and it'll drive you crazy. You're like, you don't have to do that. Did you pay the bill today? Yeah, I paid it. And then the lights go out. Well, I thought you paid the bill. Just little stuff like that, because they don't want to, like you said, I don't like conflict. But yeah, you're right, but I'm not going to paint all Filipinos like that with a brush. But this is something that I've dealt with over here. Just like every culture has their little things, And I'm not going to paint every Filipino because of the few that I've met. Because I hate that when they do that about black people. They think all black people can dunk a basketball and do the moonwalk and all that other crazy stuff and sell drugs. There's no monolithic. Now, are Filipinos more monolithic than black people? Yeah. I think because of their culture. See, our culture, was borrowed from somebody else, and we're like a subculture now. But Filipinos have their own culture. Yeah, they're more monolithic than black folks. So there's no monolithic black movement over there. There's no one man that all black people listen to. That's just not. So yeah, I'm not going to say that because I hate that, to be stereotyped, that we're all confrontational and, every household is run by a big Shirley. They just don't know it. Okay. Kane, digital nomad time traveler, said exactly the point Cal just made. Rafi Tufo does way more harm in showing Filipino-American relationships and relations as a whole. If you watch it, you'd think it was the show Snap. Yeah, but see, he can do it. See, that's the point I'm trying to make. There's no way the little stuff that I talk about on my channel, man, they're just not being truthful. They're just not watching the whole picture, because his fame and fortune is earned on the backs of bad situations over here, not good ones. Filipino foreigner, But to point the finger at me and say, I'm making Filipinos looking bad, come on, man. That's being real shallow. But let me bring something up real quick that Sam Champion made. If a lot of you guys, there's a lot of people from Texas on here, Florida on here, California especially. If you know for a fact you're moving over here and you're bringing a lot of your stuff, like he's saying, furniture stuff and different things like that, why don't you get together with 2 or 3 other people and get a price on a 20-foot, 40-foot, 60-foot container instead of you footing the whole bill, go in together? Or if you're married to a Filipino, you're gonna get a certain rate. I know you get a deal when it comes to customs. I think you get up to a certain amount free, where they don't even because a friend of mine, Jesse, he bought a 20-foot container over here. He said, yeah, I got a discount and they don't charge me everything in customs because I'm married to a Filipino. And y'all don't have that much stuff. Yeah, let somebody piggyback and put some of that stuff in the container and bring it on over here. I thought it was a good idea. Viking Nomad said Jamie Foxx vaccine injured or something. I don't know. Nobody really knows what happened to him. And I understand that. I respect their privacy because, HIPAA is very important. But if you all of a sudden he's been in the hospital, they said a month, now all of a sudden she comes out and says, oh, he's been home and he's playing pickleball. Now, here's a guy who's a celebrity, Jamie Foxx of all people. You know good and well, he's not going to let anybody do the talking for him. Kane, the digital nomad time traveler, he says, about marriage, previously married to a Filipino. Trust me, pay for her annulment and watch the husband pop out of nowhere expecting money. That's always been the case over here when I've seen it. You always got to go through him because in a lot of circumstances, he's got to sign off on it. Okay? Unless, she's put in a missing persons and, he hasn't showed up in so many years and they can declare him dead or something. Other than that, yeah. But what I'm saying is this. Don't take a woman's word for it just because she says, oh, he's up in Luzon somewhere with a new family. He does, we're done. And, that's her side of the story. What do you think she's going to tell you? Oh, that he still loves me and he's stalking me, because that happens a lot over here. Okay. And, don't think, okay, it's okay, but have a baby by a married woman over here. And yeah, then that's when the trouble is going to start. So yeah, don't take her word for it. I would say just leave them alone. I mean, it's enough women over here that you don't have to deal with married women. But what we don't, I don't know, like I said, they're not going to listen to me. They're going to do what they want to do. Like I told you, I had a friend, Oliver. I told him, don't fool with that woman. Okay, she got a foreigner, and that foreigner still loves her, and he'll kill both of you if he ever catches you. What does he do? Yeah, you don't know. I'm older than you. You can't tell me nothing. Starts fooling with the woman. Luckily, that man died. It's the only thing that saved him. Because if he'd ever found them together, he was going to kill both of them. But, this is the stuff that I try to share with you, but you don't listen to me. So I say, hey, man, leave these married women alone over here. Let her husband take care of it. There's no divorce over here. Make sure she's who she says she is, before you start plunking down millions of pesos and all that and taking care of the family and all that. They'll get mad at me for saying it, but I don't care. I'm going to keep on saying it because maybe somebody's going to listen. There's enough women over here who are single, who are available, who will give you an opportunity. You don't have to fool with somebody's wife over here because you don't even know who the husband is. He could be on drugs. He could be a policeman. He could be in the military. He could be somebody in a position that could really hurt you and not get any backlash for it. Whose story you think they're going to believe? Hey, I saw him with my wife. But they're not going to listen to me. But I sit there and told him, don't fool with that woman. But a lot of us, we haven't had a woman touch us in so long that, we're just so lonely and just so desperate. I don't know what it is. But I begged him, man. I said, look, Marilyn knows these people. She knows them personally. She knows them very, very well. Don't deal with that woman. Oh, well. I'm sorry. But that's just how it is, guys. I want somebody to tell me. Yeah, they got a good channel. Yeah, I want somebody to, pull my coattails. Hey, man, she's married. She got a crazy drug-induced husband walking around here. And once he finds out that she's with a foreigner and she's been lucked up into this good fortune, he may come knocking on that door. He said, that's funny. Okay. The Beach of Life says that fresh Aloha ebook. Well, hell, put my ebook up, man. You putting his up. Is that man? Thank you. But yeah, guys, we got to learn how to start helping each other. We got to learn that, I got some advice the other day. Said, Cal, a lot of times I don't tell men over here anything. He said, because they'll think you're jealous. They'll think that, oh, you just want the woman, right? He said, so I don't even if I know, and even if I feel that it could cause him problems, I'm not going to say anything. But see, I'm not cut from that cloth, even though he's right. He's telling the truth. Sometimes, man, you got to say, hey, dude, I know her husband. I know, her lesbian lover or whatever it is. If we're 8,000 miles from home, just so he'll know. Oh, okay, Fresh Aloha. Yeah. Thanks, Michael Beach of Life. He put that up here. He said, only hard facts are spoken here. Let's see. Geechee Lion says, let the trolls and the haters know that Mr. Brown don't give a damn. Hey, Fresh Aloha says, love your passion, Cal. I agree with you 100%. Trust me, I'm going to die empty, not full of all my dreams locked up within me. I would say do it. I would say if you got a dream right now. See, when you hear people say that, oh, I'm living my dream. How many times have we heard that? So you don't put any weight to that. Man, living your dreams, there's nothing like it. When I'm walking down that beach over there in Sikiho Island, man, without a care in the world, I don't have to worry about getting up early in the morning, punching that clock. It's exactly how I dreamed it and envisioned it in my mind, man. It's a big deal, man. I can't even explain it. So whatever the dream is, owning your own business, whatever it is, traveling around the world, man, start taking baby steps toward it. Don't take it to your grave with you. Door 14 said, I was forced to stay in America for a year after retiring because of the lockdown. It's the worst year of my life. See, I think that's the sudden interest in the Philippines. I think the pandemic did that. The lockdown specifically did that. We take life for granted. Like I can rip and run and go anywhere I want, but it showed you that you can't do that. If the government says you stay in your house, you got to stay in your house. And now that they've opened the gates again and said, okay, you're free, we're taking advantage of that. A lot of people are coming over here now who would have never come over here had it not been for that lockdown. But now they were stuck in their house. They forced to watch these videos. They're forced to rethink their life, man. Like, am I taking this thing for granted, man? Thinking you're going to live to be 150 and you're not. And that's the sudden interest in the Philippines, I believe, and other places. I mean, if I belong to a group called Brothers and Sisters in Thailand, man, people are going to Thailand like it's nothing, like it's right next door, literally. I mean, they're really going over there as if Thailand's paying them to show up over there. And I didn't know that was going on like that. I'm trying to get an interview with just any black woman that would talk to me like, why do y'all go to Thailand so much, but you won't come to the Philippines? Hey, Brandon Pumphrey, thanks for that super chat. He says, what is the experience? Well, let me find it because it's not going to let me go all the way up. Wait. He says, wait. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this so I can read it. Here it is. Thanks for that super chat. He says, what is the experience from all the people that have visited you and them meeting women online first before they came and meeting up there? Does it work out or best to meet someone naturally there? Either way, really, because a lot of men have had great success online, but it's not just easy. It's not as easy as just getting online thinking you're going to meet somebody. But most of the men who have met somebody, they met them before they got here. And then some guys, even though they met somebody before they came here, when they got here, they got online and start meeting people. It's, very few men really meet women naturally over here, honestly, not from the West. John was the only one that I saw, and he didn't even meet Janessa. He met Janessa online, but I guess he was just showing me to Calvin I could do it. I don't have to go online to meet a woman. And he would just talk to women in front of me, and she would show you, say, look, this is how easy it is. Just, because Filipinos, it's not easy. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It's just that they're very approachable. They're very humble, and they'll let you talk to them. And then you'll see from her reaction to pursue it or not. But most men, I'm going to say 98% of the men who meet a woman over here met her online. And they do okay with them, but the first relationship never works out for some reason. I don't know. It's because you get over here and you see everything else that's over here, or the culture, or, maybe the expectations. But I just know the first one very seldom works out. Now, I know there's people watching, because I'm not going to say this, but I've talked to guys into staying in their relationships. I'm like, look, dude, don't go out there chasing something that's not out there. The woman you got now is really what other men are looking for. Stay where you are. I've had to give a guy that advice because he was ready to run. And I told him, don't do it. You got a good woman. What you've got is what everybody's looking for. Don't let your eyes fool you, because it will. And it's cost a lot of people relationship. It cost me a relationship. My son's mother was the best woman I probably was going to meet until I met Marilyn. I would have never met Marilyn had somebody told me, like, hey, Cal, what are you doing? Don't run off from that. This is the best you're going to get over here. What are you doing? Nobody told me that, though. But I told him. He said, yeah, I'm going to get out of here, man. I got to see what else is out here. I'm like, dude, you're going to regret that decision. So he's hanging in there, man. And their relationship, from what I see, has gotten stronger. But yeah, to answer your question, most men meet them before they come over here because, there's no shame in meeting a woman online, guys. Okay, there's no shame in that. We think it's a shame, it's a stigma that goes on with it, but it's really not a shame. It's not shameful to meeting a woman online, but you have to take your time. You better know what you're doing, or you'll get unlucky over here, man, and you'll regret it. There's nothing worse than meeting the wrong woman over here. Okay. In America, it's different. You got laws that can protect you. You're at home. The surroundings. You can just throw it to the side and say, that's it. But you meet the wrong woman over here, man, it can cause you a whole lot of problems. She can cause you a lot of problems. You see the guy that and he's facing murder charges. I'm not going to blame that on the Filipino. I'm going to blame that on him. But I'm saying, you meet the wrong woman over here, man, it causes you some problems. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with meeting a woman online. Most guys do. I don't care what they tell you. And there's some beautiful women online, man, inside and out. But you just have to be careful. You got to know what you're doing online, man. It's not so easy just to make a profile and think you're going to find a woman. Okay? And that's what happens to people. There you go. Have a nice day. It says in Cleveland today, went to a Filipino restaurant, talked about moving to the fields. The owner of the restaurant wrote a YouTube channel to watch. It was Sunshine Shoulders. I laughed so hard. Wow, why'd you laugh? But yeah, there's his super chat. Michael said, yeah, hire a lawyer or service to do a background check on her. But no, you don't have to do that. Just get a cinema. Just come over here and hang around with her. Trust me, they're going to tell you everything. Her friends and family are going to tell you everything you want to know. Okay? But it is some crazy stuff that goes on over here that you would only know once you get over here. You know, there's a lot of this boyfriend in the background stuff going on over here, guys. You know, there's a lot of this 2 against 1 going on over here. But if I tell you, you're not going to believe it and you're not going to care. A lot of the women that we're coming to see, they're good women and everything, but they got boyfriends too. Okay, and he's in on it too because he says, well, you know, we got to eat. And then, you know, what happens is the woman ends up falling for you, and then that's where the trouble starts. D. Hicks said, best quote ever. He says, if you had $1 million, what would you do? Nothing. I'd relax, sit on my ass all day. Well, you don't need $1 million to do nothing. Look at my cousin. He's broke. He don't do shit. I don't know. Yeah, but you can vet her yourself. There's no way you're going to vet her over there. If you get a private investigator and he shows up around where she lives or where she works, he's going to stick out like a sore thumb, start asking questions. You get it straight from the horse's mouth. You go around her, you visit her family, you get to know her friends. That's why it takes a while. But we come over to men, we get off the plane, we start building houses and stuff like that. We don't even know the people. We don't know who they are. We don't know their background. We don't know nothing. And that's a bad thing to do. Yeah, Kamal says, damn, that's deep. Millions of women to choose from, and he intrudes a marriage. A deadly game wins a deadly prize. I would be careful, man, you know. JJ, what's this? Cons? Of course. I can't see that. Calvin, if someone is caught with a married woman but didn't know the husband come to kill him, but he ends up killing the husband, will self-protection be valid, or is he going to jail anyway? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to practice law in the country of the Philippines. But more than likely, if you commit murder over here, you're going to be charged. Well, they got like 3 or 4 different types of murder. Homicide, frustrated homicide. They got all kind of stuff. It's different than in America, but you're going to jail. He's not. I don't think you can't reconcile that. I mean, you're going to jail. You know, murder's murder over here. David Brad says, anyone messing with a married woman in the Philippines needs to listen. Cal could save you your life. Certainly could save you a lot of frustration. You can't move forward. What do you want to deal with a married woman over here for? Well, she can't get a divorce. You got to pay for it, and it's going to take you 5 long years. I'm 60 now. I'm not waiting 5 years. I'm sorry. I can go home and get a divorce. It's no big deal to me. You know, I just gave my wife the benefit of the doubt. I thought she was going to do it, especially when I said, hey, I'll pay for everything. But it's not like being married to a Filipino. I mean, dealing with a married woman over here. She can't get a divorce, guys. And you got to pay for it. It takes a long, long time. And you just don't know what the situation is. You're only going by what she says. And then, okay, remember, she's married. So you already know that her marriage is not going to work. She's not good at marriage. You already know that she's done something more than likely to cause that breakup. And you pursue it anyway. And what makes you think your marriage to her is going to work? But this is the kind of thinking that we do. Or what makes you think when you spend 5 years and pay for that annulment, because anything can happen in 5 years, that she's not going to run off from you? See, here's what this guy's saying. And this is the type of stuff that we would never do at home, but we'll do over here. He said, no way in hell I'll pay for a woman to get a divorce. That's just crazy to me. You exactly right. So why would we come over here and do that same thing? No way in the world you're going to pay for a woman's divorce at home, but you'll pay for an annulment over here. It's going to take 5 years, by the way. But you would never think to do that at home. This is the mindset I'm saying that we have when we get over here. We think we're out of space somewhere. We think we're way out, like the Philippines is not even a part of the earth. The crazy stuff we do over here, we never would even think to do at home. But we do it over here for some reason. That's what you're basically doing over here. You're paying for a woman's divorce. Who's to say she's not going to run off? You can't say that. And then we'll say, oh, I'm just trying to help her. You know, I want to help somebody over here. Well, help your damn self. You want to help somebody. I mean, we won't even listen to common sense over here. They'll get mad at you for bringing stuff up, saying, hey, man, you know. Yeah, you do the same thing here. But you vet them not through some damn investigator. You do it because, you know, eventually the truth is going to come out. If you always around her, if you're really serious about a woman, you're only going to be here for 2 weeks. You spend every damn day with the 2 weeks with her, but you go around her family at least 2 or 3 of those days, and they're going to tell you. Did y'all see the guy on her? He's my buddy now. I'll be glad when he comes out back. Monroe, the man who came over here and married a married woman. Guess who told him that the woman was married? Her first cousin told him. Yeah, told him the whole story that the woman didn't tell. See, but it was too late. He had already married the woman. Lucky for him, she was married already. He didn't find out until he tried to do the visa. And she's married already. You can't bring her over here. You got to pay for divorce. You got to pay for annulment and all that. But it was the first cousin who grew up with the woman like a sister that pulled his coattail at the wedding reception of all. Like, lady, you should have told me that, you know, 2 months ago or whatever it was. But they're going to eventually tell you. Oh, she's got, you know, a boyfriend, or, you know, you see the neighbor over there? That's who the father of her baby is. They're going to tell you everything. All right. And I'm not playing. They're going to tell you everything. Some of it is trying to do you a favor. Some of it is jealousy. Some of it is just, you know, being naive, thinking that you know already. But if I tell you, oh, he's just jealous, he wants the girl itself. And then you come over and get your head busted. I don't have no reason to tell you something to steer you to the side. That's the reason I made the channel. Who else is going to tell you that? They're trying to sell you something. Or talking about stuff in general that's never going to help you. Then when you get over here, you be like, well, damn, I've been watching this guy for 2.5 years. He never even said anything about these women having boyfriends over here, and it's 2 against 1, and they working me. You know, a lot of times when she's going to the province to see her parents, she's going over his house, spending time with him. But yeah, they get mad at me. Hey, what's up, Elvin Brown? He said, Cal, could you imagine Maryland in the USA? Well, yeah, I see it all the time. Y'all don't respect us over there. The expats, America's full of expats. I can't speak on Britain and France and Australia, but America's full of expats. They want your woman. They don't want to come over here. The minute Maryland goes to work, they're, what are you doing with that old man? I can treat you better than him, and you know, and they're not going to respect you. It could be somebody in your family, one of your friends. It don't matter, man. More likely, the minute she goes to work, that's when they're going to start hitting on her. Or she goes to the store. They can't get a break. I feel sorry for them over there. Because you know how Filipinos are. They're bashful, they're shy. And you got these guys that, you know how aggressive they are in America. Hey, girl, you know. Over here, the men do it a little bit different. They might do something like this, because they really don't respect you over here either. Okay, the men, they think, you know, I was kind of shocked. You know, we go to the gym here in different places. It's people here who know me and Maryland are together. They don't care. They still shoot their shot in Maryland. I'm talking about Filipino men. They don't care nothing about me. If they can get it, they're gonna get it. They don't respect me in that manner. So surely they ain't gonna respect you. You know, if they don't respect you here, they're not gonna respect you at home. I mean, my wife, man, got to so bad, I had to go pick up my wife from work just to show them, hey, look, man, she's married. She's really married. I mean, that's the only thing, you know, everything I talked about in that video, stop, don't bring your Filipino wife or girlfriend to America, is what I went through. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm giving you a heads up, the same way I give you a heads up when you come here. People take it the wrong way. I'm telling you what the risks are, what to look out for, what's going to happen. The minute she gets there, you're going to take her to the Sunday, you're going to take her to the, you know, to church, the Catholic Mass. And that's where she's going to meet the clique of women that's going to become very important in her life, more important than you. It all starts there. That's the first thing that you do, because you're trying to do the right thing. Take her around her people and her culture so she can, you know, talk her language and everything like that. That's the first thing. Second thing you're going to do, you're going to get her a job. And see, that's when it all goes downhill, man. You know, them guys are going to hit on her 24 hours a day. They don't care that you're married to her. They don't care at all. And then if you do break up, see, that's when all hell's going to break loose. Now imagine this. If y'all think I'm joking, it was like I was reading my future. My wife my wife over there now. We've been separated for 4 years, almost 4 years. She's living with a man in my neighborhood, in the neighborhood that we were living in. Going to the same Kroger's, the same Walgreens, the whole 9 yards, guys. Y'all think I'm joking when I tell you, in their mind, it doesn't matter to them. I would never do that over here. My wife is from Zamboanga in Mindanao. You know how far away that is? I can probably tell you with 100% proof that there's nobody from Zamboanga here in St. Carlos City. I just wouldn't do it out of respect for her. But they don't look at it like that. They just look at it like, oh, I got a boyfriend, you know. They go around, you know, so my family sees them. My friends see them. You know, that's like sticking a needle in my eye, man, you know. But that's the way it happens, okay? There's no consideration for you. Matter of fact, they may be doing it on purpose, but sometimes I've seen it happen where they'll date somebody in your family. I don't know why they do it, guys. I don't know. But they do. And when when I give y'all the information, y'all push back on me. Ella McCullough said, Calvin, didn't that same guy end up with that same cousin? Hey, Rom Omega, what's it? Omega Zone says, I remember when you still had 5,000 subscribers. Cal, now look at you, 49,000 strong. Yeah, man, it's only because of my viewers and subscribers, not me. I mean, really. But yeah, man, I remember them times too. Hell, I remember when I didn't have 0 subscribers. I mean, it's just, I'm truly grateful, man. You know, y'all just don't know my history, man. I was strung out. I was the town drunk and the town crackhead 25 years ago. Okay, all the success I had in the insurance business and all that, that was after I stopped drinking. I had some success up until the time I became an alcoholic and drug addict, man. But I spent 23 years, man, in hell. Okay, so every day that I wake up, man, it's like I'm waking up to a whole new world. I don't take anything for granted. All of this is part of that dream and part of what is possible, man, when you get off of drugs and alcohol the way I was. So yeah, thank you, brother. But yeah, I remember too. I remember clearly when I didn't have these 0 subscribers. I didn't have it when I came to the healing place, May the 13th, 1998. It's a homeless shelter right around the corner from where I used to live with my American wife and our children. I would be on my way to taking my children to the park or going to work. I'd drive past this place and I'd laugh at the guys in there standing in line, ready to get a room, a bed, brother, not a room, something to eat. And I think to myself, you know, it's pitiful. You know, why don't them guys get their life together? And so many years later, that was me, you know. But I was so bad because I thought, well, damn, it wasn't my first time trying to get sober, man. Okay. Because at first I would be ashamed. I'd be standing in a line waiting to eat, you know, donated food and stuff, okay, that they would cook in the, you know, days old bread. You know, how many peanut butter sandwiches did I eat in that place? And I would hide. I'd see somebody I know I had. But in 1998, I said, either I'm going to get this help or I'm going to die. I didn't give a damn who saw me. Okay. It was what it was, man. I was in bad shape and I needed help. So yeah, it's easy for me to remain humble, man, because I never forget that. I'm always going to keep that in the forefront of my thinking because that's what keeps me sober. That's what keeps me humble. That's what keeps me helping people, man. I never forget that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, we didn't, okay, they'll put you out. Okay, now we went to class in the morning, I think, well, first they get your butt out of bed at 5:30. You had to go to another homeless place to eat breakfast. Then you come back for class. Then for lunch, you had to go to another place. See, in Louisville, Kentucky, I was very fortunate. It's the #1 place in the whole United States for homeless to get help with drug addiction and alcoholic. You know, they'll get you a job, you know, feed you. They can do all of that. I didn't know while I was out there because many days I went hungry. But it taught me humility, man. It broke me all the way down, you know, to where I needed help, man. You know, I couldn't do it on my own. Hey, what's up, Philippines in full effect? So yeah, I'm kind of, you know, in that mindset today because this is 25 years today for me. And nobody else could give a damn, but I give a damn. It's a big deal to me, you know, because many days I spent many Thanksgiving, man, hungry. And y'all know how it is over in America on Thanksgiving. Everybody eats. You can go anywhere and eat. That's how messed up in the mind I was. So thanks, Omega Zone, for reminding me, man, of what it used to be like. Yeah, I'm certainly um, a better man. Yeah, they disrespectful over there. You take your woman over, you take a beautiful young Filipino over there. First thing they're gonna think, well, what is she doing with him? And then they're gonna ask her, what are you doing with him? They're gonna try to educate her on the American way at your expense. Don't you see all these young men around here? And and see, that's why, just like there and just like over here, it's not being petty, but from time to time, you got to remind your woman, of what you mean to the relationship and what you've done, because they'll forget it. They'll take you for granted. They'll say, oh, don't bring up money. You keeping score. No, I'm sorry. I'm not. Because that's what'll happen. You get over there and they'll start trying to tell her, trying to put everything you did. See, they don't remember. See, they don't understand the circumstances that you met her in. Her circumstances. Under what circumstances? They don't know anything about her background. They've never been to the Philippines. They don't know what it's like to struggle over here. So they'll start trying to make her think that what you did was nothing, that anybody would do that for her, And then the funny thing about it is some of them will start believing it. They'll forget that you basically took them from the mud, okay, cleaned them off, okay, gave them a new life, set them on a road that's going somewhere. They'll forget that, man. So sometimes you got to remind them. Even if it means going home for a week or two, or going somewhere else for a week or two when you're not around, the money's not around, the good times aren't rolling. They have to be reminded, man, because they're human beings. They're not from outer space. And they'll take you for granted, all the good stuff you do. And the quicker you do it, the quicker she's going to take you for granted. Hey, Fendenzio Mendoza said, congratulations for having the courage and drive to change your life around. Yeah, I'm glad you said it, because it's not easy, man. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding. I'll never achieve anything greater than me when I stopped drinking and stopped getting high, because I thought I was going to die drinking and getting high. I didn't think I'd ever stop. It's on both sides of my family. I broke a cycle, man, and hopefully I can help one of my nieces, nephews, children coming behind me, because drinking was normal in my family, man. Getting high was normal in my family. But yeah, it takes a lot of courage, man. Yeah, I came a mighty long way, man, but I didn't do it on my own, guys. This is what keeps me humble. I could not do it on my own. I tried so many times. See? And the only thing they told me, they said, Calvin, if you want to stay sober, then guess what? You got to help somebody else get sober. And I did that for many, many years. I just took it a little step further. I said, when we help other people, we help ourselves. And I live by that today. It's nothing phony, man. I live by that, because if I forget where I came from, if I forget all those nights, man, where I spent my whole paycheck, I couldn't go home. When I did go home, I had to come up with some stupid lie. There was no Christmas for my kids. Okay. I could not pay to get married. Even though I just got my income tax, I spent it all out in the street. My wife had to pay the $25 to the justice of the peace for us to get married. See, if I forget all of that, then guess what? I'm going to return back to that. See, if I forget all about begging, $2 or $3, calling up the dope man at 2 or 3 in the morning, he sleep in his bed. Hey man, come on, man, give me that. I get paid next week. And if I forget all that stuff, guys, I'm going back to it. Hey, Vincible J said, much respect, Cal, I can identify. That's why I'm going to tell my story. I'm not going to let the trolls come on here and tell, oh, did y'all know Cal used to be a crackhead? Yeah, I did. I was a bad one, but guess what? Before that, I was most likely to succeed. I was just meddling. I knew better because my mother told me. I was raised in a good family. My mother did the best she could. See? She told me about drugs and alcohol. She told me about the history in her family, where the men never made it to 40 years old. She told me what it was going to do to me. It was like my mother had a crystal ball, and she looked in a ball and said, look, if you drink, if you do drugs, here's what's going to happen to you. And everything she said when I was 8 years old happened to me. So it wasn't like I was born to drug addicts and dope dealers and stuff like that. No, my father was a preacher and my mother was a preacher's wife. We had good guidance. I had good teachers. I had good authority people around me. I just didn't listen to them, man. You know. Hey, Lucian, I say, Luke and Joseph say, Cal, you speak truth to power. Those who have little to no idea what it is to be with a woman, regardless of nationality. Yeah, I just try to help guys. I'm telling you what's going to happen when you take your woman over there or when you come over here. You do have to remind them every now and then, look, this is what I mean to this relationship. Don't take it for granted. Don't think you can just go out there and find another sunshine shoulders. I'm going to tell you it's not true. Okay? You can fool yourself. You got to suck a lot of dicks before you run into another good man like me. And see what that does when you speak truth to them, it makes them stop to think. Like, yeah, maybe he's right. You know, how many other men I'm gonna have to go through before I finally find a good one? A lot. Okay. But yeah, that's enough of that. But yeah, Beach of Life, thank you, because I got about 9 minutes. It's Sunday. I went to the grocery yesterday because Maryland's not here. I went yesterday. But I got about 9 minutes. I want to thank y'all really for listening again today. Thank you for your super chats, your super stickers. We do have a date for the meet and greet. Michael, I don't know if Derek Q has got with you about doing the little flyer, but it's May 28th on my birthday. We're going to do the meet and greet and, you know, my little birthday celebration because I'm sick. I'll be 60 if the creek don't rise. It's a big deal to me because he could have got it for that Monday. It's going to be on a Sunday at a nice little family restaurant from 12 noon until. Come on out, man. You know, it's not for me. It's for us to meet each other, make some connections. It's going to be in Lapu Lapu again. It's going to be in a real easy to find location, so you're not going to have a problem finding it. Come on out, man. If you new to the Philippines, if you've been around here for a while, you isolating, you need some American people to talk to or just some foreigners to talk to that can understand where you are in your life or where you going, man. It's the best thing to do. Eat some good food. Drink if you want to. Hell, get drunk if you want to. There was a couple of guys that was drunk at this last meet and greet. I don't care. We just there to have a good time. But yeah, come on out, man. That's why I have them. And then in June, we're going to have it in Iloilo. I'm going to work all the way around. Wherever expats are, that's where we're going to have the meet and greet. But I won't do one in Angeles City because they got their own group there. I won't do it in Dumaguete. They've got their own group. But I think I'm going to do it in Manila at some point because I don't think they have meet and greets in Manila. I think they're very, very important. I believe they're very, very important. But yeah, it's just, you know, y'all caught me at a time, man. I'm in my feelings, man. You know, it's 25 years for me today. You know, if you'd have listened to my wife's family, they said, leave him alone. He's never going to amount to anything. He's going to, you know, use drugs and alcohol for the rest of his life. Put her in her first house. Helped her start a daycare. You know, put her on the road to where she is now. See? So yeah, those 25 years means a lot to me. And I say that to somebody else that may be looking at me now who's struggling. Think they can't do it. Think they can't do that 180. It doesn't have to be drugs. It could be whatever it is. All you got to do, you got $1 billion brain up for you. It's nothing that you couldn't do within reason. I made that 180, man. And remember I told you when I was out there, people couldn't recognize me. They can't recognize me today. Drug dealers walk right by me. tricks walk right by me. They don't know because I'm not the same man I was 25 years ago. And I don't have anything to prove to nobody but myself. See, to thine own self be true. Okay. Hey, what's up, Success Blog? Thanks for that. W secrets to Success Blog. Now, this guy really is, not only does he have secrets to success, but he's secret. He's secretive. He wants me to call him W. He said, Calvin, don't even call me that other, my last initial. He said, because you got too many trolls. They might be able to put 2 and 2 together and find me. I'm like, dude, you got your own security force. Just tell them to get rid of the damn trolls. But he said, and thanks for that super chat. He said, I'm late to the live. He said, Cal's on the roll. Yeah, he said, God is always good. See, that's one thing that they helped me when I went to get help. You know, because my religion, you know, I got a problem with religion. I don't have a problem with God, but I got a problem with religion. So they said, turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand God. See? So I was able to come up with my own conception of God. And that helped me do a lot. I still pray and all that stuff, but I kind of got, you know, I got a chip on my shoulder about religion. Because I'm saying, man, if religion is all what it's supposed to be, it's not the solution to the world. It might be a solution for you individually. But if all these people, all these Muslims, all these Christians, if we were who we said we was, man, the world would be a whole lot better place, man. I tell you that now. Hey, Kevin Hill says, I never met you. I think we met in Louisville, or real talk. But yeah, they saved my life. Yeah, he did do an interview with me, him and Mike. But I called him W. You know, he's very, very successful, this guy is. He could tell you some secrets to success. Yeah, he lives in $1 million house. I won't tell him where you live, W, secrets to success. But he tries to help people. You know, he tries to give them advice. But, you know, it's hard to help people, man. Until you're ready to change your life, man, you could have all the preachers and motivational speakers and vloggers, but until you make it up in your mind that you're going to change and you're going to take the steps that's going to bring about that change, nothing's going to happen, guys. You know, Agmendino said this, and I'm going to let y'all go. He said the greatest map in the world won't move you 1 inch. It's not going to take you anywhere, man, until you take the steps. See? And that's what happened to me, man. I just decided enough was enough, man. What they say, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I woke up one Christmas Day, 1997. I still had 5 more months of misery before I got sober. And I was in a crack house, man. I spent all my money. Remember, I'm working at Boyd and Chemical. I'm earning about $20 an hour. And it's Christmas, and I don't have any money. I didn't buy my kids nothing for Christmas. That was just one of many Christmases that I never bought my children anything. It wasn't because I was a bad guy. It was because I had that monkey on my back. There was times when the Salvation Army would show up at my house. That was the only Christmas my children ever had. See, so I never want to forget that. I went from that to where I am now living my dream. See, I just want to be an example. People think I'm just on here talking, man. I'm living this. I'm walking the walk. It's a difference. Yeah, why would you want to take advice from somebody who's never been through it before? Okay, the good or the bad. Okay. He said, Julius X says, remind me of your cash out. It's $, capital C, capital T, then ISHAY. So that's my daughter, because I can't have a cash app over here. She manages that, but it's $ C. Taishay, because her name is Calviana Taishay, which my wife named her. I would have never named my daughter Calviana, but she did. And then she turned around and named our second daughter Cariana, because in America you have to name the daughter before they'll name the child before they'll let you out of the hospital. It used to be that way anyway. Now, my last two daughters, I named them Faith and Nadia J. And the J is from one of my friends. His wife and my wife were pregnant at the same time. They lost their baby. His name was James. So I said, I'm going to give my daughter the middle name of J, Jae, in honor of you, man, and that's what I did. But I wasn't going to have any more Calvianas and Carianas coming down the pike. But yes, money sign, capital C, capital T, and then ISHAY, man. Thanks for your consideration. But yeah, let me get off here, guys. I think I'm going to go to, let's hit the like button, guys. Let's see if I can get 200 likes before I get off here. I think I'll treat myself to dinner today. I deserve it. I can take 1 hour off for myself, man. But yeah, guys, look for my next vlog. I want to let y'all know I'm here. So if you're in San Carlos, man, come on back. Let's have a cup of coffee. The guest room is spick and span. I checked it yesterday. The mother clean. She keeps it spick and span. Okay? It's available. If you're in Siquijor in the next couple of days when I be back, come on through there, man. Justin Beatty says, Calvin, could you work in America seasonably and then travel to live in the Philippines every 6 months? Yeah, you could do that, but I couldn't take any more of that over there, Justin. I had enough of America. Will I come back? Eventually, we all go home. But that's nowhere, America's in my rearview mirror right now. But eventually, we all go home, man. So yeah, I think when I go home, it's going to be to raise my grandkids, and that'll be it. To keep them on the straight, tell them all my stories, Yeah, happy Mother's Day. I didn't say that, and I'm going to tell you why. Because my mother's no longer here. I tell a woman in a minute, I'm not saying happy Mother's Day to you because you're not my mother. I'm sorry. If y'all take that the wrong way, go ahead. But I did say happy Booby's mother. Happy, I said that I said to Marilyn, happy Booby's Mother Day. I did say that. W Secret to Success, thanks for that super chat. Said, Cal, congrats on sobriety, man. You're welcome, man. And that's why I try to help people, guys. That's the number one reason, man, because I never want to forget that somebody reached down and helped me. See, so it's not a game. It's not a put on. I'm not a skimmer like these trolls say. I do it because I want to live, man. I want to continue to live the life I'm living. I know the universe is watching. And the minute I stop helping people and the minute I start thinking it's all about me again, I'll be back over there in that line begging for some change. So take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all. Come to the meet and greet. I'll have it on. Look on my community page. I should have it on there today. If you're in Cebu, anywhere near Lapu Lapu. Okay? See y'all later.